Hi there, it's time for Wyckoff Technical Analysis again, and this session is about Sweetcoin, and it's getting closer and closer to the the corner we discussed about last week. So let's dive in both weekly and daily charts and see what is going on. Here, we're looking at the weekly chart, and basically it has already kind of jumped the gun and tested the downside. So basically the price has poked through the key level of 3.27, and last week or even the week before I already mentioned this triangle over here, and that I always mention the price would do a breakout way before it enters a corner. So it doesn't always wait till the very tip, or actually more than not, it won't wait till the very tip before the price move. So this week is an early sign. Basically, under Wyckoff distribution pattern, it's getting near the end of distribution, if what we have marked over here is correct. And then the only thing that's giving the hope of the the bulls, that is this yellow dashed line. So for the bulls, that's the, how should I say this, safety net, maybe the right way to term this, because when the price really comes down from this descending triangle, if the price really closes below this yellow dashed line, that means this upward trend that's established since end of March is over. So here, the key thing is, if it comes down and closes below the yellow dashed line, even if the price rebound from the green key level of 2.90, that dashed line will become a resistance line. So there will be two resistance if the price closes below the light blue key level, because the light blue key level and the yellow dashed line will then turn to resistance, and the road towards re-challenging the blue key area of 3.9 as well as 4.32 will be way down the timeline, like maybe even getting into the end of first quarter next year. So if I extend this line all the way to the purple key level, that's April, beginning of April. So the entire first quarter of next year will probably like trading slowly edging up, if the distribution cycle is not over yet. It's still like delaying and trying to do this kind of moves, and basically the big guys are going to suck more money into their wallets. So that's one thing. The other thing is, if it really finishes, in terms of Wyckoff pattern, it would enter the accumulation supposedly. However, it doesn't mean it always come back to the level below the red zone. So this red key level of $1, yes, the 2024 summer did go below to that level, but nothing is going to stop it from accumulating somewhere above that. So it can go back to the long-term playground zone, the white box, and then starting to accumulate at a higher level. So as of this moment, it's too early to tell, but what's imminent is the big move is getting near. So I'll say by next week latest, but this week we still have almost 4 full days left. Something big can still happen, some big selling or buying can still happen, but the probability of it going to the selling side is, I would say, much higher than towards the buying side. So I probably have even removed the upthrust of the distribution, or just upthrust. So let's say we've got another UTAD, but that's probably around 25% chance now. So that's the big picture. Now we get to the daily. Here in the daily chart, previously we asked ourselves questions like, is it going for the last point of supply further, or is it going up for the upwards of the distribution in the daily chart? It's kind of confirmed with this peak over here is an LPSY. Whether we'll still have another LPSY coming down to test the yellow dashed line once again, because it already dipped below it on Monday, and then eventually testing the green line or even the yellow line showing us the selling climax, we'll find out very quickly, because this line crosses the this white dashed line crosses the light blue key level of 3.27 in 2 weeks time. So meaning within these 2 weeks the breakout will happen, and according to candlestick pattern analysis combining with Wyckoff, the likelihood of it falling to the downside is higher towards the upside. So let me extend this white line a little bit as well, because here, not only September 18th, if the price fall below the 3.27 key level, the light blue, even if it rebounds from the yellow dashed line, this is forming a pennant, you can say, in terms of candlestick analysis. By end of September, another move has to happen. So if the price comes down, find support, rebound, and got restrained by the 3.27 key level, trade very narrow range. Eventually a squeeze will happen. I'll come to the squeeze in a second, the Bollinger Band Keltner squeeze. Then to the upside, it will still be bound by that and eventually get into another trap near the end of October. If it doesn't go that way, let's say if it comes down, trade this, and eventually come back down to test the green, that still, it's what by end of this month it has to happen. So either it has to go this way or that way. But I said already, towards the downside, the possibility seems to be higher than the upside. So back to the Bollinger Band Keltner squeeze. This combo, the purple and orange, you should be very familiar by now. This combo, even though the purple is outside of the orange, but they're very close and close enough that another squeeze would happen. And more importantly, it's not just the daily level. At the weekly level, we're seeing this, right? So the squeeze happened officially, the purple got into the orange last week. So this week we are still trading basically at a very narrow range, looking at the candlestick body length. The squeeze would make the price swing bigger. So if it's really heading towards the bottom edge of these two lines, that's 2.38 in the worst case. Not saying it's going to definitely close within, because sometimes it can close outside. So we can see here during March, the price dropped to the bottom of the channels and then stopped and rebound. Now it can do the same. So that's why I mentioned the 2.38. But sometimes, like these guys going up, it can go beyond the channels. So by means of channels, I'm talking about the purple and the orange lines. So be cautious about what's going to come, because combining all three signals, Wyckoff, candlestick pattern methodology, as well as Bollinger Band Keltner squeeze, all three are pointing to something big is very near. So within this month, we'll see the big move. So finger crossed, whether you are a bear or a bull, wish you good luck.